Over the years, many musicians, actors, and entertainers have been reported as being part of a cult or as symbolizing Satanism once they reach a certain point in fame. Many artists, including but not limited to Beyonce, Travis Scott, Doja Cat, Lil Nas X, Billie Eilish, Sam Smith, and so on, have been reported to show alleged satanic symbolism in their concerts, music videos, and content put out on social media. Similarly, many people also claim that Hollywood films like Pleasentville, The Matrix, and The Truman Show, which is an example I'm going to use in this video, are blasphemous and spreading satanic, Gnostic propaganda designed to turn humanity away from God. Gnosticism was considered blasphemous and heretical. Early Christians described it as the greatest threat to the church. The Gnostics claimed to hold secret knowledge that was superior to those who wrote the canon. To learn more about them, you can watch this video or check out my playlist on my channel called Gnosticism Explained. Movies like The Matrix, Pleasentville, etc. are based on Gnostic theology. And these movies often suggest that the narratives and plot lines that they portray are not so different from our true reality. But why did the writers of these films choose to focus so heavily on Gnostic themes? What is so special about them? Do the writers have a certain agenda that they're trying to spread? To answer this question, I'm going to do an analysis of a very famous movie, The Truman Show, and let you come to your own conclusion. Love them or hate them, the Gnostic themes are captivating, and they have been woven into some of the most popular movies of all time. The Truman Show is an example of such a movie. Jim Carrey plays Truman Burbank, who is a man who lives an ordinary life as an insurance salesman. And eventually, he discovers that his life is actually a reality TV program. If you look closer, you'll notice that Truman is true man. This is because in the movie, he represents a special human. The Gnostics believed that there were a certain group of human beings that were special. They were called Sethians. Sethians were a popular sect from a version of Christianity that existed from the 2nd to the 4th century CE. And the Truman Show heavily mirrors these Sethian Gnostic beliefs. Sethians argued that there are two sides to reality. A true reality of heavenly perfection that they called the Pleroma, and this physical universe, which is a bad copy of the Pleroma. This theme of dualism is reflected in the movie. We have the true world that exists beyond the water and the fourth wall of the manufactured TV show, and we have the dull, ordinary town of Sea Haven, where Truman lives. Now, according to the Gnostics, everything in existence, good and bad, emanated from the one true God. They called God the monad. They believed that the monad created the Pleroma. They also believed that Satan formed this world without the monad's permission. They called Satan the Demiurge, which translates into craftsman in Greek. In the movie, the Demiurge is represented by Christoph, the creator and producer of The Truman Show. Truman imagines paradise, or the Pleroma if you prefer, on the island of Fiji. However, he is stuck in his hometown of Sea Haven Island. To get to paradise, Truman must cross the waters, which is a biblical reference, to reach his preferred reality. Similarly, in Gnosticism, Sethians dream of reaching the Pleroma, a heavenly realm of divine light, which also exists beyond the waters. In Gnostic mythology, the Demiurge took fragments of God, i.e. the souls of humanity, wiped their memories and trapped them in limiting bodies, and then trapped them again in a limiting material world. Why does he do this? Because the Demiurge needs the pieces of God to power his evil creation. The Gnostics refer to this as being the two tombs, the tomb of the physical body and the tomb of the material world. In the Truman Show movie, Christoph needs Truman to be the star, and it is imperative that he doesn't leave the set, because without the true man, the show is nothing. In the Gnostic tales, the Demiurge also generates dark minions called Archons, or rulers, who act as celestial prison guards who keep humanity ignorant, blind, and trapped. In the movie, the Archons are symbolized by Truman's friends and family, and their only purpose is to distract him, keep him ignorant, and hold him back. A very famous Gnostic gospel, the Secret Gospel of John, details how the Demiurge trapped the first human. The Demiurge called this soul Adam and designed him to be a prisoner of this world. However, the Demiurge was in constant fear of Adam, and with good reason. Adam contained a piece of God, or a divine spark, as the Gnostics called it. Adam eventually outsmarts the Demiurge and was able to save his bloodline from the curse of the two tombs. There is a critical scene in the movie that reflects this moment perfectly. Early on, we the viewers learn that Truman's TV dad drowned in a sailing trip when Truman was a child. This event was designed by Christoph to traumatize Truman and instill a fear of water in him. Keep in mind the symbology of water from earlier on. Later on, we get to a point where Truman ceases to believe that the man that drowned was his real father, and Christoph's master plan to manipulate Truman fails. So, just as the Demiurge failed to trap Adam, Christoph fails to trap Truman. So, with that in mind, are movies like The Truman Show and The Matrix and belief systems like Gnosticism created to smear the true God's name and turn us against Christianity and lure us all towards the dark side? No. The Gnostics didn't really believe in the Demiurge or the Pleroma or Archons. They were very aware that these were archetypes, or characters, that represented a collective, unconscious, inherited human idea. Trust is a crucial foundation of the human psyche. This is because it involves confidence in ourselves, other people, and the world. Trauma, however, can shatter this foundation, causing it to collapse. Many individuals have suffered from trauma at an early age. This trauma is probably some variation of the absence of a protective parent, combined with the presence of a predatory or tyrannical parent and their enablers. Mainstream psychiatry tells us that at a young age, our parents are like gods to us. So, the Gnostics called this tyrannical figure the Demiurge, and the enablers that surround these tyrannical figures, Archons. And they had various names for the victims: Adam, Norea, Eve, Seth, and so on. In this movie, the tyrannical figure is Christoph. The enablers are Truman's family and friends, and the victim was Truman himself. similar themes in The Matrix and in the biblical stories and pretty much in every ancient myth and legend that exists. The reason we keep on telling and retelling these stories over and over again is because humanity have failed to connect the dots. It is my belief that in the spiritual realm, there was some form of great trauma, and that trauma birthed ignorance. And as you know, ignorance births more ignorance, and so on and so on. And it is my belief that this trauma started in the 5th dimension, and then it got reflected down into the 4th dimension, the realm of the mind, and finally into the 3rd dimension, which is this world. And kind of in the 2nd dimension as well as I'm talking to you on this flat screen. The point is, more often than not, this world is spiritual and vibrational hell. It is rock bottom. That is why there is so much chaos around us. But the thing about rock bottom is cheesy, I know. The only way is up. This is what the Gnostics are trying to tell us with the character of Adam in The Secret Gospel of John and their other stories. It's all about seeing through the smoke and mirrors, saving yourself, most importantly, and then your bloodline from generational curses. That could be your biological family or your online soul family. So it is also my belief that the original trauma or original sin, whatever you want to call it, that happened in the cosmos is the true root of all of the chaos that happens in our personal lives. As a result, individuals who experienced helplessness and chaos in their early years learned to view the world as a dangerous and chaotic place, with those in power having only malicious intentions. So, while Hollywood celebrities and political elites allegedly participate in demonic and evil rituals and acts, a lot of our hatred for the media is our collective projection. It's easier to look for the demons in the Hollywood hills than it is to look closer to home. Or maybe even looking in the mirror, I don't know. These films, the Gnostics, and other occulted spiritual belief systems are not trying to demonize God. They are trying to teach us. They are cleverly designed allegories that can help individuals organize their unconscious reality into something more familiar, enabling them to navigate through it. They are designed for true, deep healing. So, don't let anyone in the name of religion or anything else shame you for your spiritual beliefs and practices and the things that you are bravely working through. German philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer said, "The world is our idea, and what we encounter in adulthood is a reflection of what we already know." Ultimately, we live in a world where terrible things happen every single minute of every single day. And we can't change that world. But we can change the mind that changes the world. How do we do that? I can't tell you. I am only a messenger. I can direct you right up to the entrance, but it's up to you to step through the door. I hope this video has inspired you to change what you already know for the better. Make sure to subscribe for more spirituality and self-mastery. Peace.